Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to our virtual classroom for reading. Today we are going to grow our brain as readers even more, and I'm super excited to take that journey with you. All right, so welcome to our virtual classroom. And don't forget to check out those different websites that we have on that second slide. And today we are going to look at our target. So we're going to be working with informational text today. Our target says, today I am naming information found in nonfiction books. So remember that nonfiction books are our Learn About the World books that we have been studying this year, so that I can identify ideas and information on an informational topic. So we're going to talk about the different ideas and information on something that is informational. It tells us facts. I will know I've got it when I can name information found in nonfiction books. So your job, remember that our target is our job for today. And our job today is to read some nonfiction text and be able to name some information from it. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to infer a little bit and activate our schema. So when we go to the movie theaters, when you go to the movie theaters, think about sometimes during a movie, you can feel how the character is feeling. So if the character is feeling happy, then you feel happy. If the character is scared, then you feel scared. Or if the character is sad, then you feel sad. So just like right here, I put a picture from Toy Story 4, because that's a movie that we can relate to. I get a little bit scared and creeped out during the part with Gabby when they're inside of that store and Forky is missing and Gabby is just being herself. It's a little bit scary. And it's a little bit scary because Forky is missing. So that's just one of the movies that I thought of that I could relate to, how the character was feeling in the story. Well, guess what? Avid readers do the same thing. So not just when you're watching a movie, but also when you're reading a book, you can relate to the characters. So starting today, you won't just be avid readers for storybooks. We've worked a lot on being avid readers for storybooks. Today, we are going to also be avid readers in our Learn About the World books. All right, so what if you were at a movie theater watching an informational movie? So it wasn't a story with characters and events and a plot and a storyline and all of that, but it was a movie to show you and inform you about something, to tell you about something. What do you think you would be thinking, feeling, or tasting? So I have a video for us to watch, and I want you to think about those things as you're watching it. How does it make you feel? What does it make you think? Okay, so here we go.
The Venus flytrap. Like the sundew, it makes itself very attractive, oozing nectar across the brim of each leaf. But any visiting insect had better watch out for these 6 tiny hairs. This fly has to tread carefully. If it strikes one hair, it can carry on feeding, but a timer has been set. A second strike in less than 20 seconds, and the fly is doomed. An electrical impulse is triggered and the leaf snaps shut in just a fraction of a second. The tips lock together like prison bars. If the fly is very big or very small, it may just manage to escape. But most are trapped and die. Ten days later, the trap reopens.
All right, so let's talk about how did you feel during that video? What were you thinking? How did it make you feel? You can turn and talk to a partner or someone near you about how you were feeling during that informational video. All right, so I was feeling a little bit okay at the beginning. I was just watching and taking it all in. I learned some new things. I didn't know that the Venus flytrap had little hairs on it. So that was a wow moment for me. But then when it started, the music started to change and it started to show the fly getting close to the hair and talk about how it was just like a timer. I started to get a little anxious and nervous because I wasn't sure what was going to happen next. And then when the Venus flytrap smacked the fly and caught him, I was a little bit scared. So we are able to connect our feelings and be avid readers just like we are avid watchers. So let's practice. Right here. So you looked like avid watchers when you watched that video. And I know when we're in the classroom, this is always one of our kids' favorite videos, and they want to see it over and over because they are avid watchers. While you are watching the nonfiction videos, the informational videos, you are doing two things. One, you're looking for those wow moments. What catches your attention? What is something that you didn't know before? Second, you ask questions. You start to think to yourself different questions. Well, what other kind of animals does the Venus flytrap catch? Any? Or how long does it take for the Venus flytrap to catch? Or how many times a day does that happen? So those are the two things that you start to do. And you know that we can always add a pinch of ourselves for those wow pages. So we're thinking questions, and we are also wowed by some of the facts. So we're going to practice that right now. We're going to practice together. We have Backpack Bear's mammal book. So we're going to learn a little bit about mammals. And as we're reading, I want you to think about some of the wow pages. And I also want you to think of some questions that you have. Okay? So here we go. Remember, this is the front cover of the book. And we know this is an informational or a nonfiction book because it has real photographs and it's going to tell us facts about something. Sorry. All right. So right here it says, I kind of want to skip. Here we go. This is what I want. It says a mammal is a type of warm-blooded animal with a backbone. Two characteristics that make an animal a mammal are mammals feed their babies milk that comes from their mother's body, and mammals have hair, fur, or layers of fat to keep their bodies warm. So I'm already thinking of questions. What are some mammals? Do I know a lot of mammals? Most mammal babies begin their lives inside their mother's body. When they are born, most mammals look like their parents. Some mammals have one baby at a time. Others can have as many as 5 or more at a time. Mammals look for safe places to have their babies. Baby kangaroos and koala bears are very tiny when they are born. They finish growing inside their mother's pouches. The babies from two very unusual mammals, the platypus and the echidna, hatch from eggs. So I'm going to take my wow page and mark it right here because I didn't know that koalas had babies that were born that tiny. Do you see how tiny that is? Right there. That tiny as your hand. I didn't know that koalas had babies that were that tiny. So that is where I am going to put my wow page. So right now I'm thinking of questions and I am finding wow pages. Some mammals are big, some are small. Some mammals are tall, others are short. Mammals have 4 limbs. Most mammals use all 4 of their limbs to walk on land. So here are a whole list of animals that are mammals. See all of those? All right. So as you're reading, you need to be avid nonfiction readers, just like you were when you watched the video. You need to be thinking about, what are some questions that I have and what is something that I'm learning? So now it's your turn to practice. I've put these books up here. So this is also about mammals. The title is Meet Some Mammals. And I want you to try to figure out what these words are. Remember, we've been working all year to match our words to our pictures. You have all kinds of phonics skills to help you with that. And I want you to think about something that you learned from these books. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that. All right, welcome back. So let's read. A cat is a mammal. A bat is a mammal too. I figured that a cat was a mammal because I've seen that it has kittens and that they drink milk from their mom. But I wasn't sure about a bat because I'm not familiar enough with bats to know that they were a mammal. So I'm going to put a pinch of me right here because that's my wow page. I learned something new. All right, the next one. I love dolphins. So you can practice for just a second on this page. You may not be able to read all the words on this page, but that's okay. Look at the pictures and see if you can figure out something that wows you or another question that you have. So as I'm looking at this, I can gather that it says fish or mammal. And then I'm wondering that question too. Is a dolphin a fish or a mammal? It looks like a fish. It swims like a fish. It has fins like a fish. But right here it says a dolphin is a mammal just like you. So now I'm going to add a pinch of me right here because that's something that I didn't know. I didn't know that a dolphin was a mammal. And by reading and being an avid reader of these nonfiction texts, I'm able to learn lots of new things. There's lots of information on this page if you want to pause the video and take a few minutes to explore a little bit more. All right, so let's reflect a little bit on our lesson today. So our job, if you go back to our learning target up here, we always want to go back to that. Our job was to name information found in nonfiction books. So I hope that you have learned something from nonfiction reading today. And there are lots more books for you to read when we get back into the classroom. We did that so that you can identify ideas and information on an informational topic. So today we worked with mammals and different animals. That was our topic. I will know I've got it when I can name information found in nonfiction books. So if we go back to our reflection right here, we read some of the pages in the mammal book. We read another few pages in this mammal book, and we looked at a few pages in the dolphin book. So you have been avid nonfiction readers today. So to meet your target, I want you to turn to a partner or someone near you and tell them one piece of information that you learned from your books today. That is our target. That is your job today. So go ahead and turn to someone next to you and tell them something that you learned from one of these books today. Great job, readers. So I hope that you have found something that you didn't know before. You used your questioning and your eyes and your watching. You were avid listeners. You were avid readers. And most importantly, to meet our target, you were avid nonfiction readers. So some of the things that I learned today were that a bat is a mammal, a dolphin is a mammal. Mammals have to have hair or fur. They carry their babies in their bellies, and the mommies feed their babies milk from them. Okay? So if you learned at least one thing today in our reading, then you were an avid reader. Great job today, boys and girls. Keep reading.